A very warm welcome to all of you. And I'd rather say today is a very special talk for all of us, and the topic being insights of a marketeer. The guest for today is a beautiful, hardworking alumni of SBM and MIMS, Miss Anisha Mukhija. A person who began her journey by pursuing engineering in KJ Sumaya, led her path to NMIMS, Harvard Business School, Marico, Henkel. And today she is the Business Development Director of Cat King, Engage 7X, and not to stop here, co-founder and National Marketing and Communications Head at Sounds of Silence Foundation. Let's begin this lovely evening by knowing about a day in the life of a business development director.
Thank you so much, Sejal, for that really very warm welcome. It's amazing to get to. I'll just like to say, when you say a day in life of a business development director, I'd see everybody who's working in the field of sales and marketing, irrespective of the sector, whether it's education, whether it's FMCG, would relate to this whole thing that, you know what, every day is a new day. It's a new challenge. You don't know what's in store for it because you're going to meet such different people. Sometimes you're meeting someone who's like on the go, who has 10x knowledge than you are. And, you feel like, oh shit, I am not prepared for it. I don't know what am I going to talk. And some of the days it's like, why the hell this person does not understand anything? And, so it's like you can say every day, you have to start with a new challenge, come up with new creative ideas. And at the same time, just remember that you have to be believing in your own self and your product. Then rest, everything is going to fall in place. So that's typically what a day looks like for us.
That's so insightful. So I'd first like to know what are the biggest learnings of your life, throughout the journey from engineering to MBA?
So I would say, I think I would be one of those typical guys, who did engineering and then got really fed up of it and wanted to go back and get out of it. But I don't repent the fact that I did my engineering because that has actually trained and got a lot of things. So, you take from the entire journey, there's some key takeaway from each one of them. 4 years at Somaya Engineering got a lot of exposure. For someone who was a little introvert, being in the cultural committee, handling marketing and sponsorship and all of those things got me to become a little extrovert. And moreover, it taught, long hours, putting in a lot of efforts, having 9 hours of college and analytical skills. So that's one of the major things, which comes in from being a core engineer. Working in the IT field, you understand, what technology is all about. And currently, if you look at the current COVID situations, it has taken all of us to the space of digital. So leveraging that in technological knowledge and then coming to an MBA, which is completely a transformation. You can ask anybody, the 2 years of your MBA, you will not realize it just passes by. You don't know when you just started and you're out towards it, but it's such a, you can say like a roller coaster ride. Those entire 2 years, you will be learning a lot. You will learn to network with people, meet people from various backgrounds. And, you have to go in there with the thought process that I'm going to be a sponge. And I am here to absorb as much as I can from the faculties, from the peers. And that is what makes you who you are after an MBA. It's not about the curriculum, it's not about what books you did, but it's a gamut of everything else. Like, for example, I remember we have learned, I think for me personally, more off classroom through all the case study competitions and going and winning out there. Taking part in companies which they give you real life problems. They give you the real life situations which they are facing and how can you fix it up. So we went ahead, did competitions with all of them, like Pepsi and all of them. But the biggest learning was when we had this NUS competition, which was the first time an Indian college won internationally. And I'm sorry for the language, but it was such a proud movement. You feel that, you were able to beat the shit out of people who are coming there from Tuck Business School, Yale, and which are the who's who of the MBA. It just feels so proud. And the lines that were used for us was, it's like an underdog college comes up. So that kind of gives you through the journey that, you have to make sure you learn, have knowledge, and your content that will give you the entire strategy. It makes you smart. But at the end of the day, what you do, how you speak, how you present, that's going to, throw your charm across. So that's what I would say is, the major learning from it is, you have to make your own aura, your own personality that is going to charm people to work with you, be with you in a team, and make you win the world.
That's so great. Like, you won that competition. I'm so proud. Like, I am feeling so proud right now being, getting to know you. So you've worked in major companies like Henkel, Marico. So what was that path wherein like you self-discovered that you have to now work in Cat King and you have to, you are the director at Engage 7X as well. So what actually, struck your head that yes, this is the right thing which I want to do?
So I think the biggest striking moment was when I was at Marico. I loved it. 2 months was an amazing experience. Learned digital marketing, launched it. I mean, one of the projects which was the first ones to go live immediately after the summer internship. So it was very exciting, and I loved that excitement because I think I realized that I'm a person who loves challenges. And coming down to Henkel, it was challenging when it started, but over a period of time, over 1 year, it kind of became monotonous. Like it's the same routine. And I'm not someone who loves routine. I would want you to throw me 5 challenges, like, what, figure out what can you do. That's where you use your strategic bent of mind. And, that's what makes you running and going. So that's what made me shift to the path of coming down to Cat King and then expanding that further ahead to Engage 7X. It's a new game altogether. And currently, because of this, where we see, being the first few ones who were teaching digitally, we have a huge influence pan India online right now. So really proud and happy for the fact that I went ahead and pursued my passion. I'm sure there will be a lot of people like me who are doing the same thing, and you may be getting backlashes from everybody, like, how could you leave something which was so well established, such a stable, good brand, and all of them. But if you want to do and you want to follow your own passion, then I think you should just go and give it a shot, because if not now, then it's going to be never.
That's so great. That's so great. So, like, walking down the memory lane, I feel like what was that moment wherein you thought that marketing, like, I really want to do marketing and I want to pursue marketing?
Okay, so I think that would go back down to the engineering days where, the creativity came out through all the fests. I mean, we've all been a part of some or the other college. So, you have your college festival, which is something like you own it up. It's so dear to you. So we worked with the sales, going and getting sponsorship is nothing but going and pitching your own self and pitching your college to the world that, you got to invest in me. So that kind of instigated a little bit of marketing into it. And I would like to give credit to working in IT, that it was a little more mundane, that it told me that no, I think I want to get back to that creative field, which is, making you rack your head every day. So that is when I realized that no, this is not what I can do for my entire life, and I have to shift gears, get on to doing something in marketing. And I picked up to start studying digital marketing that time. I mean, yeah, it's going to be making me sound a little older, but yes, in 2012, when I was preparing for the exams, is when I started preparing for and studying digital marketing, social media marketing, which was pretty exciting. And that's what got me that, this is where I want to work. I want to work in the space of digital marketing ahead.
So great. So, what do you think? What skill set should a marketer possess in today's generation, being specific?
So I would say it's more than the skill set, it's more of an attitude. If you have the attitude to value each day, you have the attitude to challenge your own self and come up with new things, that's all you need. Your skill sets will be groomed over a period of time. You will be taught the concepts. You need to learn to apply all of them. So it's all about having that attitude to, just make each day count. That's it.
That's like virtue. That's so great. So, like, how has NMIMS played a vital role in your journey? Like, being an alumni of NMIMS is already a big thing, and then but still, there's a certain path you feel this has totally taken a toll on you, or maybe this has affected you the most, or this has influenced you the most. So, what has been that inspiration in NMIMS?
I would say it's, that entire aura that comes with NMIMS. You have the best of faculties who have worked in and got such a tremendous experience that teaches you, the exact concepts. I mean, everybody refers to the Kotler book, but you don't have to ratta that book. You have to understand what that book, why was that defined that way, and how do you understand the conceptual clarity behind all of them. So thanks to the amazing faculties, that was very well ingrained. And the second most important thing is, the kind of opportunities we get. I mean, a lot of people at NMIMS always come back saying that, it's a huge campus, it's like, a mess. But what I feel is that group, which we are studying with such amazing, it's like studying with the best of the brains. So it kinds of makes you more competitive. You learn from your peers, and you learn to be a fighter, because that's what you need to make sure you are one of the best inside NMIMS. I mean, I remember my first day when I went in, it was like, a typical engineer who's worked in IT, who's come out here. So, just be ready. You are going to be struggling your life to make it good. So every day was like, take part in competitions, be a part of the students council or some committee, keep learning, keep pushing yourself harder. So that made it so great. And I really didn't realize I'd be one of the ones getting placed like day zero types. So that's something which NMIMS truly I owe it to. Whatever I am today, if I have the confidence to come down and sit here and give a session like this and talk about marketing and insights, it's thanks to NMIMS. That's all I can say.
Truly, colleges play a very important role in grooming you. So, what would be your advice for budding marketeers in terms of digital marketing, and specifically in these COVID situations? There are a lot of things which we have to keep in mind now.
Correct.
So, what would be your advice for all of them sitting out there?
I would just give you one advice: just be hungry to learn. There is a lot happening in the digital space. Keep learning. You are never going to be fully ready. I mean, it's been 5 years. I'm done with my MBA. I'm still learning today. So never feel that you know it all. Digitally, everything will evolve. Every minute, every second, something new is happening. So be very vigilant. Keep learning the new technologies, upgrading your own skill sets. From digital marketing, people have now come down to martech. People have now started learning what is blockchain, what is analytics, what is artificial intelligence. See the buzzword things around, understand, and keep coaxing yourself. How can I use this in my field? How can I use it in my stream? Whether I am working in a pharma company or I'm working in probably selling biscuits, you can use all the current trends and what's happening around the world. So be very, very hungry for learning new things.
All right. Lastly, you've been committed to a social cause throughout your life, and you are also leading India's first digital NGO, Sounds of Silence Foundation. Like, leaving marketing aside, how important has Sounds of Silence been? A vital role. Like, how vital has it been in your life?
So I think there's something called as getting a sense of satisfaction, which is what comes through Sounds of Silence, because at the end of the day, everything that you have learned, and if you can give back to the society, it just makes you feel good. So learning digital marketing was one new thing which I picked up, and I was so happy to do it. But then if I can see myself training the people who can't hear, who can't speak, do that, execute that, and live a life, make themselves sustainable, it feels really good. So like they've got such amazing moments. You go back to the schools, they feel so happy that you have come there. There's nobody who comes to meet them. They are used to studying with just their teachers who are just like them, someone who's never heard, someone who's never spoken. And when you come out there, every smallest thing which you do, it just makes you feel good, and we do a lot of campaigns, or you can say projects which is beyond the deaf as well, with like distributing being 100 santas, where we go and distribute Christmas gifts to street kids. It just feels amazing at the end of the day when you're there, you feel good of yourself. It keeps you humble and grounded, and it's just something which makes you self satisfied at the end of the day.
It's like learning and giving back to the society whenever you have the chance.
Absolutely. And it just feels good to be someone who can make somebody else smile.
That's so great. That's so great. And what about Engage 7X? What was the idea behind it?
So the objective behind Engage was when you look at Cat King, it's a typical education space, right? So, sorry if for people, don't take it offensively, but that's a perception that people in education are the ones who are kind of boring, who are not kind of exciting and energetic. So with Engage 7X, the objective was to get the smartest people out there, also be a part of the whole community, which is working in making it better. So we have our own academy where we train people on brand marketing, blockchain, analytics, data science, digital marketing, leadership, strategy, finance, all of these things. So it's empowering people, getting the best of the people together at one place, and at the same time building the whole platform of the digital influencer marketing. Like today, influencer marketing is one of the most expensive, you can say, and at the same time most effective form of marketing. So if you really want to be a smart marketer, you got to know the power of influence which exists, and you need to understand and identify who are these influencers which can get you the best results in the smallest or the least efforts, which can from your end. Leverage the network. That's what you learn in your MBA as well, so that networking skills come to an effective use. So that's the whole ideology behind Engage 7X.
So I think that's the place wherein all budding marketeers should be there.
Oh, lovely. We'd love to have them. And we do get every year a lot of kids from NM with us. So we'd love to have many more.
That's so great. That's so great. So we've reached the end of our talk show, and I would like to extend my sincere thanks to our lovely speaker, Ms. Anisha Mukhija, our lovely audience, Team NUSC, and Dr. Christine ma'am, who has extended her support at every step for making this talk show a very successful one. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me on board. And I hope all of you guys who've been listening to us had at least one takeaway from this entire talk show that will make it really grateful for us.
Definitely. We'd love to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.